Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, today, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hoover Anonymous _. Alright, we're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, before you do anything, make sure you head on down to Instagram right now and follow us at Hoover Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, today it came out that Larry Hoover, Mr. Larry Hoover, you know, the leader of the Gangsta Disciples, I guess now the former leader of the Gangsta Disciples, pretty much denounced his position as the OG, you know, the creator, the founder, and all that. He wants nothing to do with the Gangsta Disciples. We're gonna talk about that a little bit today because that seems to be the buzzing thing. A lot of people are misconstruing this, saying, "Oh, he's letting the gang down and X, Y, and Z," and that's really not the case. I seen somewhere where somebody said, "Well, we've been advocating for him to come out so long, and for him to just say that he's no longer a part of it, he's not the founder no more, he want nothing to do with it. That's crazy." Let me tell you this, right? What did you do for him? Plain and simple. What did you do for him? What were you able to do for him? You see what I'm saying? It's like, I see where he's going with this. It could be one or two things, right? He either really wants nothing to do with it, or the fact that he knows they're keeping that against him. They holding that against him, trying to make him seem like some big, you know, the OG, he's the reason all this is happening. So what he's doing is, you know what, I want nothing to do with it. I'm cutting all ties. That's not me no more. Leave me alone. Let me go. Let me be a free man. This man is serving a life sentence, bro. You got people that cringe, that can't even do a year, let alone 6 months in prison. This man is doing a life sentence. All right, and he been, you know what's funny? This man has been incarcerated for longer than some of the, for as long as some of the members even been alive. This man has been incarcerated more than some of these guys' ages. You see what I'm saying? These guys be 14, 15, 20 years old. This man has been incarcerated for way longer than you even been alive. So at the end of the day, you can't question that man. First of all, he stood 10 toes no matter what. So you can't question him to begin with. But anyway, let's get into this article, right? It's a DJ Vlad article, and it says here, former leader of the Gangsta Disciples, Larry Hoover, recently submitted letters to U.S. District Judge Harry Leinenweber. I think it's Leinenweber in hopes to reduce his life sentence under the First Step Act. The law was signed by President Donald Trump in 2018 and aims to cut unnecessarily long federal sentences. Now, if you know anything, Donald Trump was actually supposed to pardon Larry Hoover back in 2018. Everyone thought when he was releasing everybody from prison for these crazy long prison sentences, they thought that he was definitely going to do it to Larry Hoover, but he didn't. Some even thought Kim Kardashian was going to advocate to get him out, because at one point she was, you know, doing a lawyer thing, getting people out that didn't deserve the crazy sentences that they got, but she didn't do that as well. So yeah, that's where that comes from. Now it says here, the 71-year-old wrote in the documents that he is no longer the Larry Hoover people sometimes talk about, or he who is written about in the papers, or the crime figure described by the government. Hoover added that he understands anecdotally, yeah, that's the word, that some misguided people hold his past life up in high regard and see him as a symbol, but he added, quote, "I wish this were not so." Alright, it says here, Hoover denounced the Gangsta Disciples in his letter to the judge, stating, quote, "Regardless, these people are apart from me and do what they do with zero encouragement or direction from me. To be clear, if I had any ability to influence them, I'd ask that they forget me and forsake the gang life forever." He added as well, quote, "I have long since renounced my association with any and all criminal organizations and their membership. I am no longer a member, leader, leader or even an elder statesman of the gangster disciples. I want nothing to do with it now and forever. Now, let me tell you, to be honest with you, I think this was purposely done, and not only on his behalf, maybe, but I think just in general. I think the law, the government, they wanted him to put that out there. They want him, to denounce, listen, I'm not that anymore. They wanted to be known before they release this, man. Yo, listen, you're not this GD figure no more. You're not this, you're not that. Let it be known. These guys like to publicly humiliate and publicly put out there that you're not this or that. You see what I'm saying? It's all a big game with the government. It's strategic in how they play. I know some people may not understand it, but it is what it is. Now, also on the flip side of things, he could also be saying this because he really wants no ties with the gangster disciples. Y'all gotta remember, times is different, right? The gang culture is definitely different. When he was coming up, it wasn't what it is today. And he wanted to let it be known. Listen, at the end of the day, I have no parts in what these guys chose to partake in because they're not getting encouragement from me. I'm not the one telling them to go kill their ops and all that. That's not me. I'm in here. Not to mention, every time something happens and it's the gangster disciples, Larry Hoover name is brought up as if he's out there and he's out here giving direction. You see what I'm saying? So it looks bad on his name. So with him denouncing it, it makes sense because he wants to get far away from there. It's hindering him. It's hindering his release. You see what I'm saying? So I understand it, man. And it's hard because this man is doing a life sentence. Imagine doing a life sentence in prison. A lot of people wouldn't be able to fathom that. You see what I'm saying? Everybody scream Larry Hoover, but what are you doing for Larry Hoover? And on the flip side, it's not much you can do for Larry Hoover. And the government should know this as well. With him being out, and I think they know this, but they just don't want to release him. However, with him being out, I think that does more good because with the influence that he has, they know all the killing and stuff going on. So with the influence that he has being an OG and a founder, he could convince these guys to stop. If anybody could convince them to stop the killing in Chicago, at least on a GD's behalf, it can be Larry Hoover. And they know this. Make no mistake, they know this. Do they want the killing to stop? Do they want the crime to stop? That's the question. I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. I know a lot of y'all like to say conspiracy this, conspiracy that. Let's be real. Do they really want the crime to stop? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Larry Hoover has more than enough influence to have these guys stop the killing, to have these guys do a lot of things. You see what he mentioned? If he was out, he'll be able to encourage them to do other things. And they know that. They know that. But also on the spiritual side, for y'all that know who Larry Hoover actually is and who he's a descendant of, you know that he's supposed to be released. And I'm gonna just leave that there because a lot of people aren't on the spiritual side, and that'll be taking this video in a whole nother direction. However, like I said, to sum it up, for y'all that know who Larry Hoover is a descendant of, y'all know that this man should have been released, and it's causing a lot of what's going on. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Y'all do your research. Yeah, man, y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about your boy Larry Hoover denouncing pretty much his status of the GDs, the gangster disciples. All right, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. And I'm out.